Hello folks, welcome to the Whiskered Woodcarver. I'm Jeff C., a visual marketing and live video consultant. But here on this show, I just talk with my friends and carve for 30 minutes. Talk about a random topic. So that's what we're going to do today. And remember, we've got this contest going out. We had carved this Christmas penguin a little earlier in the shows, and I'm giving these away. So the person who does the most creative share will win one of these, and also the person who shares it out the most will win one. So hope you guys are having a great Monday. Don't forget, you could win one of these. So let's go to the carving cam, and we will start carving. So I want to say hi to, there's Carrie was saying, she was just jamming to that tune. That is a pretty cool tune there, Carrie. Thanks for joining us again. Like I said, don't forget, Carrie's been sharing it out, so she's been pretty awesome. She's got also a cool Facebook group. But what we are carving, what we're working on now is this little, it's one of my first things I ever made was this little Christmas Santa, Santa coming out of the chimney. So we are going to be working on that. Take these little suckers out of the way. And as always, we have 30 minutes. Oh, I started too early. Let me restart that. So we're going to start carving. This is how far we got Saturday. And we're going to continue taking some wood off and go from there. But as always, first we need to sharpen the knife and put on the old safety apparatus. This is my cut-proof glove that I always use. So get that on. I don't know what was wrong with the internet. I tried starting this earlier and it got down to 1 minute and crashed. So not sure what's going on there. There's my favorite knife, my little Helvy knife that I really just love this thing. So we'll get the little sharpening tool going and put a little sharpening compound on the leather and give it a little bit of sharpening. So our topic for the day, I need to take Carrie's little thing off there. Our topic for the day is, who was your favorite teacher? Like, what subject did they teach? Why were they your favorite teacher? I mean, it could be it doesn't have to be a teacher. I guess it could be like a pastor, a Sunday school teacher or something like that. But most of the time it's a teacher that you had in school. Who was your favorite teacher? That's what I want to know. I have mine, of course. I thought about this question because my friend Wally Olson, who shows up every once in a while, he and I have the favorite one. So Brenda goes, I had just finished watching a video on leather carving and now over to wood carving. You've got a full day there, Brenda. Very cool. Leather carving. I've heard of leather stamping. That was big when I was a kid, where you would stamp the leather, but leather carving, I don't know. And it's the birthday girl herself, Rhonda Moore. Hope you're having a great birthday, Rhonda. Thank you for stopping by. We're going to start carving this. So, Kim says, Miss Radcliffe, 6th grade teacher. Kim, why was she your favorite teacher? I don't know if you can hear that thunder going on right now. Yeah, it's thundering here. I want to know why Mrs. Ratcliffe was your favorite teacher, your 6th grade teacher. Leather tooling. Oh, that's cool. So that's what you were watching, Brenda. That's pretty awesome. So, if you did, I just finished helping Kim Garst produce a great show. She had Shalene Johnson on talking about IG stuff. If you want to see a good show, you need to go check that out. That was really informative. I learned a bunch. So it's on Kim Garst's channel. Kim, feel free to drop that link in here, because it was just a really good show. It really was. We even went a little long, but it was such a good content. It was great. Yes, everybody wish Rhonda a happy birthday. Hope Rhonda, I know you can't really go out, but I hope you get to do something special for your birthday. So, Miss Ratcliffe, Kim says, was super kind and made everyone feel special. I'll always remember her when this topic comes up. Yeah. My favorite teacher, and this is for people who hear me speak, this may be interesting. My favorite teacher was Mr. Goolsby. I'll talk about him in a minute, but Rhonda says, Miss Guthrie, 4th grade. She was sweet and caring, and she is the only teacher I vividly remember who would pray with the class before lunch. That's really cool, Rhonda. Yes, go check it out, Brenda. If you have trouble with Instagram, there is a lot of cool things because Instagram's changed a lot. And it was, Shalene tests a lot of stuff, and Kim's super smart too. I forgot to put my thumb guard on. Talking too much to my friends, and I forget. So, so Kim loved Mrs. Guthrie as well. Yeah. So I had like a grade school favorite teacher. Her name was Mrs. Donovan, and she was awesome. We would all rush, and we'd have like a reading circle, and whoever sat next to her would get their back like rubbed. She was a tough teacher though, man. She was tough, but she was the same teacher who I was one of those kids. It was just Kansas when it was super cold in the winter, and I was at the monkey bars, and I wonder what this tastes like, and I went to taste it, and I looked and I'm like, what is that white thing on the monkey bars? And all of a sudden blood starts gushing out of my mouth. I had ripped that white thing was the top of my tongue, and I ripped the entire my entire tongue off on that, and blood just started shooting. And Mrs. Donovan came and got me and filled my mouth with sugar. She said to stop the bleeding, which I don't know if that was true or not. Maybe it was just to get me from quit wailing. But I wonder if Mrs. Donovan remembers that. That was so funny. And then my favorite teacher in high school was Mr. Goolsby. And I was a pretty shy kid. I mean, I did some little programs and stuff in church and things like that, in like junior high plays and stuff. But my freshman year, got me to go out and be in the chorus of Oklahoma. And I was like, And that led down a path of so much stuff. He got me in forensics, which in Kansas is like kind of where you go get judged on drama and stuff like that. I got in his class, and then after that I was I was just in the chorus of Oklahoma, and then I got into, we did my sophomore year, I was Friedrich, the oldest boy, in Sound of Music, so I got to sing High on a Hill is a Lonely Goat Herd, which was fun. And junior year, we did Singing in the Rain, and I was Don Lockwood. And about that time, I started doing kind of this theater program in the bigger town next to us, Topeka, and did Music Man. We had it outside, and I was Tommy Gilas, who's a big part for the kids part. And it was just, when I did it with the adults, it was so much fun. So Brenda says, Miss Hanson, I actually went to a one-room school, country school, through the 6th grade, so she taught all 6th grades. We had 11 students in our whole school. We had outdoor toilets and no running water. We'd pump a shotgun can of water from the pump house and carry it into the school each morning. Best years ever. That's awesome, Brenda. My grandma taught in a one-room schoolhouse in Kansas, and she used to tell a story of her riding her horse to school. She didn't drive. She rode her horse to teach, and I always remember it. She would always talk about that horse would get sunburned on its rump and on its nose. I remember her telling that story. She had to pump the water too for her kids. One-room schoolhouse. Crazy. So I'm just rounding off, taking some more wood off before I get to some of this detailed stuff around the hat here. I probably should take some of that off. Yeah, Brenda said that's so cool. It sounds really cool, but I don't know how fun it would be. Grandma was I had a great grandma. I miss her. She was she's a lot of fun. When my grandpa died, she would go on trips with us. she would sit in between my sister and I to keep us out of trouble. And she had a gold tooth, and it would glint in the light when the light would hit it just right. And we'd always tease her about that. But she was awesome. She was a real estate lady, and she could sell some houses. Like I said, this is one I haven't done in a while, so I'm trying to make sure that I don't take too much wood off, so I can't fix it. I kind of did already at the. I'm gonna put the brick, but we'll figure it out. So Jim Alt says, Miss Catherine Drake's English Lit freshman and senior year high school. She was so good in advanced that I did not have to buy any books or study English Lit for college exams. I already knew Chaucer, Milton, Poe. That is really cool, Jim. She sounds like an awesome teacher. That's really cool. Teachers make a big difference. You know, I know with people, I even know some local teachers here, just the stuff they're doing now, even being, not being able to be in their classrooms. Some of their stuff they're doing is amazing. They're innovative, and they're keeping the kids as, entertained and educated and doing things they've never done before, but are doing all they can for the kids. It's pretty. There's going to be a lot of heroes out of this. Right now it's easy to focus on what's kind of scary and unknown, but there's going to be a lot of good that people have done. A lot of changes. Shalene talked about that today in her show. There's going to be a lot of changes coming, but that doesn't always mean it's going to be bad. Well, my internet's, I think, janking up, so if I lose you, I'll still be here. It says I'm still alive. Okay. The internet. Pray that stays up. Hey, Leslie. Good to see you here. Hope you had a good day. Yes, Avery, coaches do count as teachers. I know a lot of your coaches were teachers. So, Avery, who is your favorite? Who is your favorite coach or teacher? Leslie, this would be a great time to be working on your heart. I still want to see that done. I really like it that your son's getting involved, Leslie. I thought my internet stopped again. I like it that you're bringing him involved and showing him some woodworking stuff. That's the one thing I miss about some of the stuff that I don't know how much they do anymore, but I had a really great shop teachers. I learned a lot from Mr. Brown. Was our shop teacher, and the cool thing that he did. So even if when we were, after we graduated high school and we were in college, he would open up the shop during the Christmas break, and he would show up on his own time on Christmas break, and he would let us college students who had graduated come back and use the shop to make presents and things for our families, because we didn't have any money when we were in college. So we were able to go back and hang out with him in the shop, and he would let us use all the equipment, and we just had to have been a graduate from that high school. And I thought that was always really cool that he would do that. And he was a good shop teacher too. He'd make us actually draft out everything before we would actually able to start, using the tools, and learned a lot from him. I also learned a lot from my dad. We've always had a shop, as far as I can remember. We could go in, and even if it was small, we'd go in and make things. And thanks, Carrie. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Very thankful for my childhood, where I grew up. Coach Bragdon or Coach Upchurch? Both taught, this is from Avery, both taught me so much during high school. Very obvious they cared for their athletes and always there if we had a problem. That's right. That was pretty, both of those were really good coaches. And Coach Upchurch is still doing, he runs the ER here. And I actually just messaged him right before this, Avery, and asked how he was doing. He says it's crazy, but he's doing all right. Those people are the heroes too. George says, Leslie Samuels, Jeff C is our soundtrack for a relaxing dinner. Well, that's good. Thanks, George. I'm making happy little cuts just for you. So, George, what's for dinner? What are we having? So right now I'm just cutting really little cuts so I don't split it around to make kind of the ledge for the hat so I can carve in there. So it's kind of a slow process, but it's kind of relaxing too. Yeah, you were talking, how's Hayden? Is Hayden still in College Station or did he go home, Avery? Is he still there with you? But yeah, he was a good coach. He really cared about you guys. Good soccer coach. I try to mix up my playlist a little bit today, George, so I was worried that people like, he keeps playing the same dang songs. So trying to find some new ones that are just as relaxing. Okay, Hayden is home. Thanks, Aves. And once I make some cuts in right here, it makes it easy to start trimming down the hat, making a little bit of ledge. Yeah, dads are undefeated. All around teachers. What do you want, Avery? That's what you're trying to do? Trying to butter me up for something? No, I just tease. Yeah. Dads are awesome. So I'm kind of just looking down it to see how much to take off. And I'll smooth that up. Some of those tools that you saw me use on the penguin, I'll use that to kind of smooth some of the ledge up around, what I need to trim off. This is kind of a learning curve for me too, because I'm trying to carve where you guys can see it. Because usually I'll kind of hold it up to my face, which probably isn't as safe as this right here. Like I said before, I try to I can't just do one thing till it's done. I have to see it all together as I'm carving. It's about 12 minutes left. Today's session. We had some good teachers mentioned today. But I bet some other good teachers are going on right now are the moms. I mean, they're always good teachers, but they're having to step up right now, and I know it's a little stressful. So keep them thinking about them. If you're old enough, try to help them out. If you making you think about your mom, this is the perfect time well, not now because you're watching this, but after this in 11 minutes, give your mom a call. Teach her how to use FaceTime. We did a Zoom call with all the family. We've never done that before. So see, some good things come out of this. We never had done, we did that with my sister and her kids, and my mom and dad, and my kids, and son's girlfriend. That was pretty fun. So, can you hear that rain? That's what it sounds like on the man cave. It's probably picking that up too. Crazy. So rounded that up a little bit. That's good. So let me get that top piece. Man, this stuff is tough. So George says, I've had a lot of great teachers and some crappy teachers. Yeah, I have too. My favorite was my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Kimika Brewster. She took her time with me and really helped me get accepted. I was a weird Greek kid and I was a hyper boy. Really, George, you were hyper? I don't believe that. I don't think you're the weird Greek kid, though. So, George, when did you have a teacher who like instilled the love of photography on you, or did you just kind of figure that out? Great hamburgers. Man, that sounds really good. We had red beans and rice right before this. Had a little early dinner. That was pretty tasty. I haven't had that in a while. There we go over to George's. Get some hamburgers. Yep. Took a little bit too much off there. I'm getting close to being where I want to be on the hat. Kind of the size and shape. Probably take it around down a little bit more, so I have a little bit more to work with the rim of the hat. Like you've heard me say before, I want it to look rounded. I don't want it to look like a square of wood that I've just chunked on. George says, I was fortunate enough that the arts weren't cut when I was coming up in the New York City public education system. I took photography about 10 years ago, but the arts and music have always been a big part of his life. That's great, George. Yeah, we even grew up in a small school. I had band and had art stuff that got to compete in, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. It does make a huge difference. Set this. Trying to sort of cut my hand open. Get some of this wood down around the edges here. Yeah, they are. Carrie says the arts are important. They sure are. start rounding this off a little bit. Won't know how much to take off from the hat till I kind of round this fringe up a little bit. Oh, you can't see. Sorry. I get so involved. Yes, Miss Sheffield. She's still a great teacher. She's your choir director from 1st to 12th grade. That's pretty awesome. She did a lot. She did. I'm going to start rounding the hat a little bit. The hard thing is I want to keep the bottom part straight, but I want to have a little. I want to have where the hat comes out to be rounded, so it's gonna have to do these cuts at an angle. I go straight into it, then I come at it from the side and take some of the wood out. Now you could probably do this with a V-tool or like a little gouge, but sometimes I just want to go and not have to worry about getting another tool. George says, I also owe a lot to coaches in high school and college. There we go. See what I did there? I kept it, did a straight cut, and then I came in from an angle, so it kind of rounds it down, because this is going to be the top of the chimney, and so I want to make sure that I don't, I don't want it to look funky. That's very technical, but don't make your carvings look funky. Unless you're going for a funky carving. Once again, when I'm almost using my right hand to really push and control it instead of just. It's kind of like almost like a two-part action. Another cut, like I'm talking about. And I am out of practice. I used to make those really clean. You like a funky chimney? Well, this may be the chimney for you, Carrie. It may turn out to be funky. Funky and fabulous. So 3 minutes. You get quite a bit done. Do the same here. Gotta be careful right here because this is his nose, and I want to take. I have had a really great nose, and then I've slipped, and it was less than great. But sometimes those things happen. I think the first time I did this, I used a ruler, but now I'm just kind of living dangerously. Take some more around the front so I have more room to round the fringe of his hat. There we go. And there you're kind of seeing a knot that's in the wood that's hopefully I won't have to deal with too much. Usually don't have those in basswood. Oh, 35 seconds. Oh, we're done. Live's down. Alrighty. Quite a bit of progress today. Getting there. So, yeah, we're getting there. And don't forget, tell people about the show and be entered to win. Well, first and second place will win. The one we carved before, and then a spare that I had. So make sure you guys do that. And with that, we are done. Oh, we got to sharpen our knives. We always end our session when we sharpen. Keep them sharp before you put them away. Just do a couple passes on the old strop here. And there we go. So that is our show for today. Thank you all for sticking around, asking your questions. So teachers are super important. It's really cool how so many people talked about how important they were for them and what they did. Oh, little sawdust in the old beard. But thanks for sticking around. I appreciate you guys watching again today. We will do this again tomorrow. And don't forget, we're apart, but we're not alone. Wash your hands, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.